2016. Nuclear terrorism in Saudi Arabia kills 6 million and cripples the world's oil supply. 2017. The joint US-European missile shield goes live. The world celebrates the end of nuclear warfare. The stage is set. Now the world's leading supplier of oil and natural gas, Russia spends billions on the biggest arms buildup since the Cold War. The European Federation is created with a population and GNP greater than the US. 2020, America begins assembly of the Freedom Star military space station. The end has begun.
Calling the Balkans an anarchy of failed states, President Becerra blamed the European Federation for abandoning the region.
Unable to guarantee access to petrol, the governments of many Balkan nations simply evaporated.
Europe can criticize our Venezuela policies once it's dealt with the crisis in its own backyard.
Unlike the US, we do not play policeman beyond our borders.
General, satellite imaging shows tanks offloading from the ship and moving to attack our uplinks along the Adriatic coast.
Have Colonel Maldini log on immediately. Colonel Maldini, Europa is under attack by forces unknown. An unregistered cargo ship ran aground on the coast of what used to be Croatia, then offloaded a dozen or more T-80 tanks that are now firing upon the missile shield uplinks we maintain across the border, in the lawless zone. I have ordered regular infantry units stationed at Fort Turun to repulse the attack and take hold of the cargo ship so we can determine who is behind this attack. Your gunships will provide close air support. Capitan Chumino will serve as your executive officer. For Europa, Colonel, ensure the success of your mission.
Colonel Maldini has logged onto Overlord. Data stream is secure. Camera on Zircon. Gunships designated Unit 1. Unit 1 cleared to engage Hostile 1 displayed on HUD.
We are opening fire at hostiles. We are going damage.
Unit 1 cleared to attack Hostile 1. Uplinks Bravo and Foxtrot under attack. Designated BNF on mission radar. Excellent. Hostile destroyed. Good work. Second hostile destroyed.
Central. Happening.
Hostile 3 still operational. Let's take care of them. Massive detonation at the cargo ship. They've blown it up. All hostile armor destroyed. Uplinks are secure.
This is High Command. What is the extent of damage to the ship?
The destruction is total, General. It's still burning.
I want a full investigation of the wreckage. We need to know who is behind this attack. Until we do, details of this mission are to be considered classified. High Command out.
In just a few minutes, the Freedom 4 will launch into orbit on its mission to complete the Freedom Star, America's first manned space defense station.
Tens of thousands took to the streets of Paris to protest the imminent launch of America's orbital battle station. Despite the outcry, the US president has vowed the launch will go forward as scheduled.
That we're going to launch this thing, there's no stopping us. Wait a minute, wait. I think we've heard some explosions.
Mayday! Perimeter breach north of the launch pad. Multiple vehicles opening fire!
Colonel Taylor, Kennedy Space Center is under attack by unknown forces. All we do know is they've got serious military hardware. I'm putting you in charge of the JSF units we had on routine standby for launch security. The Space Center's defense force will do their best, but without our help, they don't stand a chance. Whoever these vermin are, we can bet they've come here to destroy the Freedom 4 lifter. I don't think either one of us wants $35 billion deducted from our paychecks, Colonel. So wipe them out before they touch it. Major Dennison will serve as your XO. Get to it and do America proud. Mitchell out.
Colonel Taylor taking the helm. Data stream secure. Camera on IFV Platoon Traveler, designated Unit 1. The Freedom 4 is taking fire, sir. Hostile forces attacking from the northeast and northwest. Excellent work, sir.
Mitchell here. The hostiles launched their attack from a cargo ship that ran aground about 2 clicks north of the Space Center. Whoever's behind this had resources and lots of prep time. You've inflicted heavy losses on them. Keep it up. You've got another wave inbound. Mitchell out.
Well done, sir.
Roger. All that. It is on, people. Get excited. Off the roller. Roger. All that. Yeah. Disengage. Engaging hostiles. Hostiles are taking hits. Take them! They killed 2 rollers. This is Thunder. What's left of us anyway? Getting out of Dodge. Traveler here. We are 2 rollers down. Thunder here. 2 rollers have been destroyed.
All hostiles destroyed. Freedom 4 is secure.
Mitchell here. The situation is bigger than we knew, as in global. The European Federation and Russia are under attack as well.
By the same hostiles, General? Who are these people?
Unknown. But if they aren't afraid to make enemies of 3 superpowers on the same day, they're capable of just about anything. I'll be coordinating Homeland Defense operations. Expect new remote command assignments inside 5 minutes.
Of course, General. We'll be ready.
Efficiency and technology. The RPE refinery at Rosenburg, Netherlands. A vast facility processing 100% of Europe's domestic oil and 35% of Russian imports.
Mayday! RPE is under attack! Multiple armored vehicles attacking the outer perimeter! We're seeing some kind of ship beached on the coast. We're taking fire.
Colonel Maldini, the RPE refinery at Rosenburg, Netherlands has been attacked and occupied by a hostile force. The assault was launched from a beached cargo ship, so obviously the opposing force is the same one that attacked our uplinks in Croatia 12 days ago. I have regular infantry troops in position to retake the refinery before it can be damaged further. Your battle group's armored vehicles and helicopter gunships will ensure the success of this assault. If the refinery is destroyed, the blow to our nation's energy security will be irrevocable. Do not fail today, Colonel. Do not fail Europa.
Colonel Maldini has logged on. Data stream secure. Camera on Unit 1, tank platoon, call sign Matterhorn. Explosions inside the refinery compound. We have to hurry, Colonel. They're taking the place apart.
Matterhorn. All machines are like you. All right,
Colonel, some fresh intel. The same hostiles have attacked Kennedy Space Center in the U.S. and Russia's prototype fusion reactors near Minsk. We need to know who these people are.
This is Tabu. All machines are good. Confirmed. Pull back.
This is Matterhorn.
All hostiles neutralized. Refinery is secure.
This is High Command. The group behind the attacks is broadcasting claims of responsibility across the extranet in 18 languages. Here.
The Forgotten Army fights for those left behind when the oil dried up. Today, we have struck our oppressors where they are most vulnerable. Let them burn, just as Africa and South America and the Balkans have burned. We gladly give our lives in direct action instead of waiting to die by famine or disease. Rise up and follow our bold example. Though we be an army of the forgotten, remember our action always.
The ideology is clear, General, but how do the have-nots of the world get their hands on military hardware?
Precisely my question, Captain. This is what we must learn.
3 attacks have been confirmed. JFK Space Center, of course, but also an oil refinery in the Netherlands, and now Russia's flagship fusion reactor complex near Minsk.
A group calling itself the Forgotten Army is broadcasting claims of responsibility across the extranet.
They are about to attack, General. Finally, 12 minutes behind schedule.
Their name is no joke. They even forget to show up on time. Amateurs. Good afternoon, Colonel Saviloff of the 8th Spetsnaz Guards Brigade. Your forces are stationed at the fusion reactor complex east of Minsk. Because it is about to be attacked, you will hold out heroically for a while, and then reinforcements will become available and you will crush the attack with finality. It is permissible if buildings take some damage, as this will look good for news cameras. But do not let the enemy destroy anything of significance. Your after-action report will state that this was a surprise attack. Failure to do so will result in severe consequences. That is all.
Savilov is logged on. Data stream is secure. Try to minimize casualties, okay? We'll have no reinforcements until mission supports come online. Ah, here they come. The surprise attack the news said started happening 15 minutes ago.
Badger here. We are in cover.
All engineer units are in cover. Very good. Now we must defend Alpha at all costs.
As you say.
You heard about the other attacks, da? The US and Europe have been hit as well. Another wave of idiots. They are persistent. These clowns do believe in their cause, eh? Amateurs. One of their commanders, a Croat, tried to attack Europe all on his own a couple of weeks ago. You heard? All he accomplished was to blow himself up.
Our fuel power is not enough!
Badger, we take a lot of fire.
Look at these idiots rushing at us in the open.
Moving, da.
Okay, this will be smooth. Not our specialty, Colonel, but okay. Snow goose here. We start attack.
Acceptable losses. All hostiles destroyed.
This is headquarters. I compliment you on a superb military response to an attack we never saw coming.
How did things go at Kennedy and in the Netherlands, General?
A forgettable showing. No significant damage inflicted anywhere.
If this is the best the oppressed peoples of the world can do, they deserve their misery.
All a means to an end. We have planted the seed. Now we water and watch it grow.
What citizens want to know is, who was behind the April 4th attacks?
All 3 governments are carrying out separate investigations to learn who funded the terrorists and supplied them with military hardware.
The evidence is conclusive. Minister Poulain set it up.
Europe's defense minister. This is gonna be tricky.
America is going for a debate, General. They're planning to abduct Poulain while he's visiting Copenhagen to inspect its uplink network.
When they go in, make sure the Danish police get an anonymous phone call.
This is Crash Cart. We have precious cargo in hand, but extraction has failed. Repeat, extract has failed. Mission site compromised. We are surrounded and pinned down. Colonel Taylor, best case outcome for this mission is we cause a major international incident. And worst case is we start a war with Europe. Though given what I'm about to tell you, maybe that's not such a bad idea. Within 24 hours of the April 4th attacks, Third Echelon had found incontrovertible evidence that the Forgotten Army was secretly funded and supplied by Europe's defense minister, Francois Poulain. What that means is a conspiracy within the European government to destroy the Freedom 4 lifter. The other attacks? Diversions, to throw us off the scent. Make it look like Europe was a target too. Here's where it gets complicated. We sent in a Black Ops team to snatch Poulain in Copenhagen, but the mission got blown and they're pinned down in one of the city's uplink towers. Poulain's our only shot at finding out how high this conspiracy went. Maybe all the way to President Perot herself. So we're going in, and we're bringing him out. ESCOM has crashed Copenhagen's uplink network to give you safe passage in. Your job is to defend Alpha at all costs until we can extract Poulain. Don't mess this up, Colonel. Get to it.
Colonel Taylor taking the helm. Data stream is secure. Forces inbound on DZ at Alpha. We have clear skies. Copenhagen's uplink network is offline.
This is Crash Cart. We rebooted Alpha. Precious cargo still in our possession. Holding for extract.
European forces closing on Alpha, sir. We must defend it at all costs until mission supports come online and we can secure extraction of the VIP.
Yo, man, if we're so freaking elite, how come we're always on the verge of doing something?
Eyes on Martian artillery vehicles.
This is Wildcard. The building is ours.
Keep shooting no matter what!
This is Viper.
This is a waste
Scoring
of
hit, sir.
time!
Yes, sir. Copy that. Artillery fire on our position. I'm so ready to get on the move, sir. Yes, sir. Moving. Wildcard here. Artillery fire on our position.
Center quadrant. Hostile eliminated.
Got a kill, sir. Yes, sir. Moving. This is it. On the move. Moving out. Disengaging. Yes, sir. Disengaging. Grinder here. Destination reached.
South quadrant. Hostile neutralized. Objective complete. All hostiles destroyed. Alpha has been held.
This is Crash Cart. Ready for extraction when you are. Mitchell here. Negative on extraction. Europe has moved a grid crasher satellite into position over Copenhagen. Looks like they're going to expend it and take the whole network back offline. We can risk flying in additional forces for you, but we can't risk extracting Defense Minister Poulain until we have that sector locked down.
Understood, General. Guess we're just gonna have to capture all the other uplinks too. Who said it would be easy?
Breaking news of fighting between American and European forces in the streets of Copenhagen.
Responded to an anonymous tip that American spies were about to kidnap Defense Minister Poulain.
Colonel Maldini, 40 minutes ago, the United States of America crashed Copenhagen's uplink network, invaded by air, occupied European soil, and initiated combat operations against our forces. Our first attempt to drive them from the city failed. But now we have units in position to mount a determined counterattack. IWCE will expend a satellite to recrash the city's uplinks. Your forces will secure and reboot the network. Once we have achieved electromagnetic dominance, the Americans will have no choice but to surrender or flee. Theirs was an act of unprovoked aggression, Colonel. Show no mercy to these invaders. That is all.
Colonel Maldini has logged on. Data stream secure. Operation Polonius is a go. Repeat, Polonius is a go. Enforcer riflemen on the ground. Designated units 1 and 2. Copenhagen's uplinks are offline. We need to secure and reboot more than half to establish signal dominance.
Retaliation here. In transit, Central.
Uplink is secure.
Retaliation here. Securing the uplink, Central.
Good job, Colonel. We need to capture one more uplink to achieve our objective. We can win by keeping our hold on these 2 uplinks, waiting for the network to come back online. Or we can go for the knockout punch and capture the final uplink. It's your call.
All machines wrecked. Send me back.
Mission accomplished. Copenhagen network back online. We have complete signal dominance.
This is High Command. Cease all combat operations. The Americans have accepted my offer. They will release Minister Poulain in exchange for safe passage back to their troop carriers in the North Sea.
But General, with the network back online, we could vector in strike fighters.
For the moment, it is prudent to be merciful, Captain. We shall see how long this moment persists.
With the smoke still settling in Copenhagen, the US and Europe have stopped just short of declaring war.
President Becerra still claims evidence of a conspiracy to destroy the Freedom Four, an accusation President Perrault calls preposterous. Both leaders have agreed to meet for talks next week on neutral ground in London.
Meanwhile, the Freedom Four's rescheduled launch is set to go forward tomorrow morning.
Good evening, Colonel Saviloff. I assume it is obvious to you that I arranged the Forgotten Army's attacks on April 4th and also the incident in Copenhagen. These actions were a service to our motherland. How much longer do you think we'd have before the US and Europe found an excuse to ally against us, to take our oil? Realpolitik demands that we spark a war between our enemies before this can happen. Copenhagen took them to the brink. Tonight you will have the honor of pushing them over. Your forces will be disguised as Forgotten Army terrorists. Your objective is to capture a majority of the Rovaniemi air base's uplinks and upload a data virus codenamed Stiletto into Europe's missile shield network. If antiquated notions of morality prevent you from performing these duties, Colonel, simply speak up. I will have Major Noskov remove you from your command. Permanently. Otherwise, begin.
Savilov is logged on. Data stream secure and untraceable. All forces disguised as Forgotten Army terrorists.
Noskov did a good job with disguise. We look so much like terrorists, we fool ourselves.
Rovaniemi's uplink network has been crashed. Mission objective is to secure and reboot more than half of uplink so we can upload Stiletto virus.
This is Bertrand. All squads hungry.
Good shooting!
Da.
Hurt
No
them!
problem.
That is where! Rip them all!
Grab uplink, Colonel. Of course.
Suppressing fire! Glory of fatherland, hammer them!
Movement here. Securing uplink. This is Bertrand. We have taken the building.
Right, Command. You are patched into us.
Stealth fighter standing by for target coordinates. Stiletto virus is uploading.
This is Bobak. Locked on target. This is Bobak. Locked on target.
They have crushed us! Send evac!
Check Unit 1. Extraction requested. Check West Quadrant. Hostile destroyed.
We are full strength. Of course.
Whatever this crap.
We are moving.
Uplink network is back online. Stiletto virus uploaded to European missile shield satellites, working its magic on launch recognition algorithms.
Headquarters here. A fine job. Let us see America and Europe avoid a war now. When the fighting begins, I fear we will have no choice but to assist our American comrades in their crusade against Europe.
It is finally coming true, General.
We live in interesting times, Noskov. Interesting times.
We are just seconds away from this morning's rescheduled launch of the Freedom Four. The crew looked calm and relaxed as they boarded the lifter on their mission to complete America's mighty Freedom Star.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. We have main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Freedom 4. Writing a new chapter of security in space for the United States of America.
Sadness that I address you here this morning. At 7:45 we experienced a national tragedy when the Freedom 4 lifter exploded.
My fellow Americans, we will never forget this morning, how they climbed skyward only to be struck by a thunder that split the clouds and woke the world. We stand at DEFCON 1, ready for action.
Of nothing, and will respond to any
We have used
retaliation
the
to
armed
absolute
beast.
slaughter.
Our fury is righteous. We will seek revenge. We did not start this war. We will end it.
Russia has joined with America to put an immediate halt to European aggression. Our valiant forces have crossed the border to liberate Poland from the iron fist of European rule.
A mere 20 minutes after the United States declared war on our nation, Russia has declared war also. Its armies have crossed the Polish border, attacking towards Warsaw, where elite enforcers' core battle groups are preparing to mount a determined defense.
Russia is without friends, Colonel Savilov. We tried to limit our war to Europe, but our liberation of Poland has the Americans ready to declare war on us. So it is open season. Combat operations are planned against both powers. Review these missions and tell me which one most interests you. Colonel, satellite intelligence reveals that the United States cleverly constructed not one but 2 Freedom lifters. The replacement is being wheeled to the launch pad as we speak, and this one we cannot use a European satellite to destroy. We cannot let the United States complete the Freedom Star, Colonel, or this war will be a short one. Your brigade will launch its attack from a mobile offshore base in the Atlantic. Glory to the motherland, Colonel. Get going.
Savilov is logged on. Data stream secure and untraceable. Operation Straw Dog is go. Operation is go. We have only limited time to destroy all target structures, Colonel.
They have us in crosshairs.
Center quadrant. Hostile sighted. Eyes on U.S. Army troops.
Colonel. Fall back. Of course. This is Yasha. Evan, wait.
Check East quadrant. Hostile neutralized. Check Unit 3. They are outmatched. Hostile sighted. Eyes on U.S. Army troops. Check center quadrant. Hostile destroyed.
We start attack. This is Prelude. Engage. This is Boxcar. We open fire at enemy now. Julia, have contact.
The daring preemptive raid against America's military space center was deemed an extraordinary success. With America now at war against Russia, President Kapalkin is warning motherland could face attack at any moment. Accordingly, thousands of civilians have chosen to evacuate Moscow. Those who remain must comply with strict curfews and administration of justice by military tribunal.
Colonel Savilov, Moscow's uplink network has been crashed. Our capital is under attack. Report for briefing immediately. Colonel, it is the Americans attacking, launching their assault from a mobile sea base. Your mission is to re-establish electromagnetic dominance over Moscow by securing and rebooting the city's uplinks. The enemy will be trying to do the same, so you will have to act fast. Moscow must be defended at all costs. President Kapalkin has not yet left the city. Everyone else is expendable, and I mean everyone. Do not fail.
Colonel Savilov has logged on. Data stream is secure. Moscow is dark. All uplinks offline. We must secure and reboot more than half the city's uplinks, Colonel.
Everyone in cockroaches. Okay.
This is Kodiak. Grabbing uplink.
Steel cage here. At destination. We'll take care of this.
lose Moscow. General Isotov has approved use of fuel-air explosive missiles. Try to minimize collateral damage. Check Lima. EMP spike on the way. North quadrant. Hostile neutralized.
We start attack.
The Americans are about to drop a kinetic road strike. Spread out our units to reduce casualties.
This is Vladimir. Moving to evac. Hold the devils! Attacking the enemy.
Okay, we are moving.
Forward here. We are full strength.
Hostiles are on the move.
Da, they're weaklings.
Check Alpha. Control is back online. Mission accomplished.
Headquarters here. Well, they tried and they failed. Moscow still stands. And now any measure we take against our enemies is justified. There will be no gradual escalation. I am ordering every Spetsnaz Guards brigade to be combat ready within 48 hours. Mark my words, Washington will be a memory.